being taken as a business or an ordinary thing? Should we sit and relax? That's my question that I've been posing. Is mob justice a justice at all? It is not, because of all this that we have considered. Because even on matters of procedural proceedings, in the eyes of the law, most of the evidence that that the people adduce in the society so as to engage other people to kill the victims is hearsay evidence. Hearsay evidence because maybe I, Nehema, I've just heard that, oh, this person has stolen a pack from me. Kill this person, a thief, a thief. So other people, because they have heard and because they have not seen this person himself involving or indulging himself into the stealing, they all come, all and sundry, as has been said, and therefore engage in killing this person without even sitting back and asking themselves, did I see this person taking the pack? Has he really stolen? Why shouldn't we even give him a chance to explain himself? Maybe he has a better opportunity to explain himself and say that I am not a thief. So most of Kenyans, or most of us Kenyans, we do say, okay, yeah, it's quite important that we eliminate this person, we eradicate this person because he deserves it. No, he doesn't deserve it. There are other best alternatives that we can choose, and which is the best target approach. And that target approach is that as Kenyans, there is a provisions under the Criminal Procedure Code which allows us as private citizens or any other individuals to arrest that person and take that person to the police station or call the police officers to come and arrest that person, so that at least that person can face the law himself, so that at least you whom you suspect this person to have stolen your property or to have done anything else which is wrong, you can go now to the court of law and plead that this person is a thief, he stole this and this. And so this person then, the victim, can take that option to plead guilty or not plead guilty. So that one is a matter of procedural affairs. And so at the end of it is that there is justice. We have a codified system in our country. We have a good judiciary whereby everything is determined in accordance with the provisions of the law. And so even that person, if it is found out that he stole that pack and he had that intention, then he will be found guilty before the eyes of the law. And also he will be prosecuted before the eyes of the law. And so at least what we would have done is that we would have saved the life of the victim, and we would have enabled him or her to explain himself before the court of law. We would have enabled him to exercise his or her rights under the Constitution. And even us as the society, even as the Kenyans, we will not have violated somebody's rights. And remember that under section when you commit an offense of murder, you yourself, you will be imprisoned. You will be imprisoned for life imprisonment. Our penal code provides that punishment for murder is death penalty. But however, when you look at the constitutional provision, Article 26, it provides that everyone shall have a right to life. And however, there are some of the foregoing amendments to have that death penalty be done away, and so that we can have maximum imprisonment or maximum penalty on which we can give or we can accord to the person who has committed an offense of murder. And when it comes to manslaughter, that person is killed, is proven guilty before the eyes of the law. He can be imprisoned for life imprisonment. So do you think that it's quite easy for you? Maybe let's say you are a student or you are any other person carrying on any other business. Will it be justified for you to be imprisoned for life imprisonment and leaving your family behind, your siblings behind, not being attended to because you chose the options of mob justice. It's not quite possible. And so what happens even to that victim of whom you've chosen to eliminate his life? What happens to the siblings he has left behind? Maybe that person was the, let's say, the backbone of the family, was a father to maybe to four of the children, or was a provider, or he was a person who was being depended and relied upon. What happens to that generation which is left behind? Kenyans, is a time whereby we have to raise up and say no to mob justice. Mob justice is not justice at all. Mob justice is cruel, is inhumane. It is degrading even our moral values. Remember that in as much as we are saying that, um, in as much as we are saying that morality varies from one person to another, but there is that morality which applies to all of us. That is a right to life, that we have to regard everybody as a human being who deserves a dignified life, who deserves to live, who deserves a fair procedures. So we should not allow other people uh, to eliminate other people's rights. And remember that as I sum up my conclusion, that human rights are inalienable. So by virtue of you being born as a human being, these rights are inherent to you. Remember that under Article 19, subarticle 1 to 3 of the Constitution, provided these human rights are inherent in us, they are not granted by a state, and they are not granted by any other person. And no human being can justifiably limit that right. Inasmuch as we say that Article 24 of the Constitution of Kenya provides for the limitation of human rights, it should be on a basis that it is justifiable and it is reasonable. Allow me again to draw you back to Article 26 of the Constitution, that a right to life can be limited only when the statute provides so, and when the life of the mother is in danger. So is there any other ground that we can say that there is justification in mob justice? To what basis? Is there any reason as to why we need to limit this right of this person? There is no. In Kenya, we can weigh two things. We can weigh the mob justice whereby we will lose that person. We will lose that important person. We will lose the generation of that person. We will lose the future of that person who could have brought a positive impact in our society. And another way that we can save that life, the life of that person who might have committed the offense or who might have not committed the offense. And if he or she might have committed the offense and is taken to prison, that person also may be taught of other skills in life, and for which he might grow up, and it might assist him in life. Afterwards, he comes from that position, he will be a totally changed person. So we will have saved two things. We will have saved the life of the victim, and we will have saved the life of his future life. And also we will have enabled him to live much more life. And also, as evidence shows, that most of those people who come out of the prison, they will have a different testimony for which they will bring a positive change to the society. So let's value life, let's value our rights, and let's value other human beings. And be aware that ignorance of the law, Kenyans, may not assist. You cannot say that you didn't know that there is this law that you should not kill other persons. No way. Remember that in as much as you take an initiative or any other step, there are some repercussions. There are some of the consequences. But let's choose the best step ever, so that we might not end ourselves in the wrong side of the law, and so that we might not get our people on the side for which they do not deserve. We deserve life. We deserve to be protected by law. We are all equal before the law. So take the initiative of protecting others. Let's be brothers keepers as I conclude. And so if maybe any other person has a point of view when it comes to my conclusion or my presentation, they can just share anything. So I think at this time, I have concluded by saying that mob justice is not a justice. Let's all arise and say no to mob justice. And let us all arise and say that let's uphold the rule of law and be brothers keepers. For that, I have concluded my submission.
Wow, thank you. You have submitted passionately about this topic. I'm impressed. I'm so impressed. So let me stop the recording.